Hi guys, happy Thursday, right? Yeah, I think it's Thursday today. It's kind of almost hard to keep track. We're all over the world, different parts, different time zones, but at least we can come together to do some learning together, especially today for reading. So, before I talk about reading, actually, I just want to give a reminder. So, you've been doing quizzes, you've been doing tests on quizzes. What do you think about quizzes? Do you like it? I've noticed that when some of you are taking your quizzes or tests, you're going really fast. Actually, a lot of you are spending less than 30 seconds answering one question. I want you to think in class, do you normally take less than 30 seconds to answer a question? I don't think so. Should you take less than 30 seconds? No, probably not. So on your quizzes and tests, you really need to slow down, you need to think, and you need to read the choices carefully. You actually have 15 minutes if you want to answer one question. Now, while you may not use all of that time, you would be very wise to take more time answering the questions. Also, if it's math, you should have a scrap paper where you can write out the problem and then make sure that you are answering it correctly. So please be wise when you're taking tests or quizzes on quizzes. Take your time, be wise, use a scrap paper if you need. The other thing I really wanted to say too, you're getting to see me on video. My favorite part over the last 2 weeks is grading your videos. I love your vocabulary talk videos. It's really fun to hear like your ideas. You're doing so well and learning how to share and think about the vocabulary words. But what I really like about it is it just helps me to see you. I feel like it's been 10 years. Well, not really. But it seems like it's been a long time since I've got to see you all. So it really makes me excited to see your videos. It makes me laugh out loud, actually. I love it. So it's been one of my favorite things to grade over the last 2 weeks. Now we're going to go ahead and move on to our reading lesson. So today and tomorrow we're going to read a story. It's a fiction story. So think, is it true or not true? What? Yes. So a fiction story is a not true story. This story we're going to read together is called Inchworm's Tale. Now, do you have the Reading Wonders 3.1 document in front of you? You don't? Okay, pause the video and pull it up on your screen so that we can continue with the lesson. Okay, I'm glad that you now have the Reading Wonders Unit 3.1 document. This will help you to follow along with what I'm going to be sharing with you. So, Inchworm's Tale, it's a folk tale. Can you turn or scroll, actually, to page 190? Go ahead, scroll down to 190. When you're there, it's going to say folk tale at the top. So we've talked about folk tales before. We're going to remember the traits or features of a folk tale fiction story. So Inchworm's Tale is a folk tale. Is a short story passed from parents to children in a culture. Usually has a message or teaches a lesson. Well, thanks to what we did this past week, we're good at finding the lesson of a story. So today as we read Inchworm's Tale, I want you to think, can you tell that this is a short story that's maybe been passed down from generation to generation, from parents to children to parents to children? Do you notice any lessons that maybe we can learn from this story? I don't know. We'll see today as we read together. At this time, you need to scroll to page... Ooh, you probably beat me. Page 182. Inchworm's Tale. We're going to read this together. I'm reading this aloud, but you actually need to follow along with the text. If you want to learn how to read this text correctly, you really need to follow along. Also, it will help you to better understand the story if you listen and follow along on your own page. So are we all at page 183? Okay. Long ago, Anat and his sister, Anika, went swimming. They swam all afternoon and became very tired. They were exhausted and climbed onto a large flat rock to rest. Soon they fell asleep. Whew, I love swimming, but it always makes me tired too. A strange and mysterious thing happened as they slept. I wonder what happened. The rock beneath them grew and expanded until it reached the clouds. Whew. Anat awoke and looked around. "Sister, wake up!" he cried in disbelief. "Am I dreaming, or are we among the clouds?" If you look to the picture, if you look at the illustration actually on page 182, can you put your finger on who Anat is? Is Anat the boy, the brother, or the girl, the sister? Anat, actually, when I read the text, it says, Anat awoke and looked around. Sister. He's talking to his sister. So Anat is the boy or the brother. Am I dreaming or are we among the clouds? Anika rubbed her eyes. You're not dreaming, brother. This rock has grown while we slept. Wow. The children looked around and saw fabulous blue sky and wonderful white clouds. The children were so high, Anika felt dizzy. Anat searched for a way to climb down, but he could not find a path. Anat and Anika started to cry. They felt fear and dismay. Wow. Some of you talked about a time when you felt dismay. Maybe you can kind of understand how Anat and Anika are feeling right now. Okay, look at page 184. Below, the villagers became worried. Where were the children? They searched the forest, meadows, rivers, and lakes. Wow, I can kind of picture that in my mind. Are you guys picturing this in your minds? I picture the forest, like the woods, the trees, meadows, that's where it's kind of flat, no trees growing, rivers, I picture the water rushing, and lakes. Then Isha, the village chief, looked around and noticed Hawk sitting on a tree branch. Hawk, will you help us find Anat and Anika? He asked. You have sharp, watchful eyes and strong wings. They are your best features. Please use them to help us find the children. Hawk agreed to help and flew up into the sky. He tilted his head and squinted his eyes, just like that. Oop, lost my place. Let's see, 1, 2, third paragraph down. Okay, and squinted his eyes at the bright sunlight. When he was near the clouds, he spied the children on the rock. Don't be afraid, said Hawk. We will rescue you. Hawk was unable to carry the children down the rock, so he gathered lots of food for them to eat. Then he brought large leaves to keep them warm. Hawk wanted to make sure they were safe and unharmed. Hawk flew down to the village and spoke to Isha. Isha called all the animals together and told them they needed help to get the children down. Wow, so the hawk is not able to do it. He asked each animal to use its most special feature to climb the tall rock. Several tried and failed. Did they do it or not? Nope. Okay, at this point, which animal do you think is going to save Anat and Anika from this high dry rock. Well, maybe a lion, a mountain lion? I don't know. What's your guess? Page 185. Second paragraph. Mouse's teeth were strong and unique, but they couldn't help her climb up the rock. Bear's huge claws were good for climbing up trees. However, they could not help him scale rocks. That means like go up the rocks. Mountain lion's claws, oh, that's what I thought. Mountain lion's claws were sharp and powerful, but the rock was too slippery and he slid back down. Finally, a tiny voice filled with enthusiasm spoke up and offered to help. May I try, please? It's me, Tutak, the inchworm. Wow, so when I look at the bottom at the illustrations, I can see the different animals that are trying to help. And now I can actually see the inchworm. Interesting. I would not think of an inchworm. Inchworm showed them all how skillful she was at climbing. Hawk volunteered to carry Inchworm to the top of the rock. Then she could lead Anat and Anika down the giant mountain. Isha agreed to the plan. So Hawk carefully picked up Inchworm in his beak. Together they flew to the top of the rock where the children were waiting. Along the way, Inchworm planned for the trip down. It took almost a week for the three to climb down to the village. Inch by inch, Inchworm led the children carefully down the rocky slope. Every day, Hawk brought food to the children. Every day, he reappeared in the village with news for the villagers. Wow, when I reread the top of this page, it doesn't seem like they just go straight down from this rock they're on, actually. It seems like it takes a really long time, like several days. Several days, Inchworm is helping them go down. Wow. Finally, Inchworm, Anat, and Anika, reached the bottom of the rock. Everyone cheered and called Inchworm a hero. It was a glorious, splendid day. From this day on, said Isha, I rename the big rock Tutak on Ula, after the brave Inchworm. We're actually going to stop there for today. So this was a folk tale, a very special type of story. We'll think more about a folk tale another day. What you're going to do, I would like you to actually read this story one time. So you can read it to grandma, grandpa, aunt, uncle, cousin, mom, dad, brother, sister, or stuffed animal, or something else special that you can maybe think of. Just read the story one time, aloud. That'll actually help you with your fluency, which can help you later with understanding stories easier. The other thing you're going to focus today on is synonyms. So on your document, can you scroll down to page 191? Again, 191, you're going to think about synonyms. Yeah, so synonyms, they're words that have the, is it same or different? Same, right? Same meaning. Sometimes synonyms are context clues for words you don't know. Okay, so do you see the illustration on this page of Anat and Anika? It says the rock beneath them grew and expanded until it reached the clouds. If I don't know what expanded means, I can look at other words in the sentences to see if there's a synonym or a word that means the same. That can help me figure it out. Okay, which word in the sentence do you think means the same as expanded? The rock beneath them grew and expanded until it reached the clouds. Okay, I think I found it. Did you find it? Yeah, that's right. Grew is a synonym for expanded. You're going to actually do practice for this on IXL today. Okay, so now at this point, we're going to stop. We're going to part ways. We're going to say bye-bye. You are going to read Inchworm's Tale how many times? Yep, one time. One time. Okay, then you're going to do IXL synonym practice. So two things we're going to do. Okay, I'm going to let you go. Bye for now.